You're now tuning in to World News and More. This article right here has everything to do with what's taking place at the Texas border with the Haitian migrants, in which are trying to cross the border so that they can make their way into the U.S. so that they could seek some kind of asylum due to the difficulties of their country and due to what just took place with the earthquake. And a lot of these other Haitian migrants are also coming from other countries, and they're trying to also see if they could get some type of help and aid from the U.S. government. Now, this article right here you can actually find on NewYorkTimes.com, and I'm not going to read the entire article, but I will read pretty much what I just touched upon concerning this situation. And so let's get into it. How hope, fear, and misinformation led thousands of Haitians to the U.S. border. Some left to find work, others to escape violence or racial discrimination in other countries. But many believe there is nothing to go back to. Migrants walked across the Rio Grande carrying food and other supplies to a makeshift camp in Del Rio, Texas. They have arrived this week by the thousands. Haitians who have heard of an easy way into the United States and what appeared to be an endless procession across the shallow waters of the Rio Grande. They carried mattresses, fruit, diapers, and blankets, provisions to tie them over while they awaited their turn to plead for entry into America. For so many, it had been a journey years in the making. A friend of mine told me to cross here. I heard it was easier, said Mackinson, a 25-year-old Haitian who spoke on a condition that his last name not be published. He and his pregnant wife have traveled from Tapachula, Mexico, near the country's border with Guatemala, where they had been living after earlier stops over the last 3 years in Chile, Bolivia, Peru, and Panama. It took us 2 months to get here on foot and by bus. This week, the couple joined an estimated of 14,000 other migrants who have converged upon the border community of Del Rio, a surge that has overwhelmed local officials and the authorities and comes amid a staggering spike in border crossings this year. On Friday morning, as the summer sun beat down, the couple found a moment of solace in the shade of the Del Rio International Bridge, which had quickly become a very crowded staging area with migrants jostling for a patch of dirt to sit and rest. By Friday evening, federal authorities had closed the entrance to the bridge and were routing traffic 57 miles away to Eagle Pass, Texas, saying it was necessary to respond to urgent safety and security needs presented by the influx and would protect national interests. Officials estimated that more than 14,000 migrants have converged on Del Rio, Texas, a figure that's nearly half the population of the small border city. The rise in Haitian migration began in the months after President Biden took office and quickly began reversing former President Donald Trump's strictest immigration policies, which was interpreted by many as a sign that the United States would be more welcoming to migrants. In May, the administration extended temporary protected status for 150,000 Haitians already living in the country, but tens of the thousands have attempted to cross into the United States since then, despite not qualifying for the program. False information, misinformation, and misunderstanding might have created false sense of hope, said Grilene M. Joseph, the executive director of the Haitian Bridge Alliance, an organization that works with migrants. Mr. Biden's term have coincided with a sharp deterioration in the political and economic stability of Haiti, leaving parts of its capital under the control of gangs and forcing tens of thousands to flee their homes. The assassination of Haiti's president and a magnitude of 7.2 earthquake this summer have only added to the pressures, causing people to leave the country. Shortly after the assassination, hundreds of Haitians flocked to the U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince, many carrying packed suitcases and small children, after false rumors spread on social media that Biden administration was handing out humanitarian visas to Haitians in need. Now, I do want to say this. We definitely have to pray for the Haitian people that they find some kind of solution and receive some kind of help through all that they just faced and just had to go through, starting with the assassination of the president of their country, the earthquake that just took place, and with the uprise of the violence through the gangs that started taking over their country. And this shows that, at the same time, you have to be grateful for what you do have, because it could come a point or a moment in time when what you do have can be taken away from you, and you may just find yourself in such situation as the Haitian people having to flee your home and search for another home. So with that, I appreciate you for tuning in to World News and More. Definitely feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and peace.